Make sure you find us on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Search The Monty Show. Monty, The Monty Show. A couple of shotgun topics here. LaMelo Ball not starting again for the Charlotte Hornets. And now it's at the point where in Charlotte, they're out here talking about how he is not a wanting defender and how he is not a passionate, smart rebounder. Mm-hmm. Jake? Should LaMelo Ball be starting for the Charlotte Hornets? Or, I'm sorry, should LaMelo Ball be starting for Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I think at this point he probably should be. I think the idea that you would say that he's not a willing rebounder when he's putting up 10 rebounds a night most nights is a little surprising. The defensive portion is where I think there's some real credence, though. I think, we were watching, what was that? I think that was Sunday maybe, or Saturday.
Yeah, I watched most of their game last night against the Magic.
Yeah, so I didn't watch that last night, but over the weekend we were watching a game where he got lost on defense many times.
Well, here's the problem, and I think this is a really important part of this discussion. They play this ridiculous zone defense, and they're all running around with their heads cut off. Like, I don't know why Borrego is playing this way. James Borrego, the head coach of the Hornets, yeah. I don't know why they're running this zone defense where they're literally sprinting from the top of the key to the corner to try and, get their hand up on a three ball. I just don't understand why they're doing that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think a lot of teams, like the LeBron's playing the Cavs last night, and the Cavs broke out a zone a couple of times. I look at the Nets.
And how did he do?
Yeah,
he dropped 46
well.
on him.
Yeah, he did well. But again, he's one of the greatest players of all time, arguably the greatest player of all time. I look at the Nets last night, who did they play? I'm totally spacing on who the Nets played last night. Who was that?
The Nets of Brooklyn played Miami.
So Miami breaks out a zone probably, I would say, like 5-6 times in that game. The difference is Eric Spoelstra has them really dialed in on the zone, so they know how to play it.
But do people understand what the point of a zone is? The point of a zone is to keep the paint clean and force teams to shoot threes. Mm-hmm. Why would you do that against Brooklyn? Yeah. Why would you do that?
Because I think the Brooklyn Nets are not going to settle for threes. They're not based in three-point shooting right now. They're based in trying to get really good looks for the individual players. So, like, for Durant, he's going to shoot threes, of course, but like for Durant,
they shot 29% from three, so maybe you're right.
Yeah, for Durant, he's a mid-range player. That's his bread and butter.
3 of 12 from three last night.
Yeah, they didn't play well last night.
Oof.
They win the game.
But and wow, just real quick on this. Kyrie Irving took 17 shots.
You mean he laid 17 bricks?
And he only scored 16 points.
Douche.
I'm telling you, it's an awkward fit.
I'm so tired of him, bro.
Anyway, I think LaMelo's problem defensively is that he doesn't get to go head to head with Anthony. He doesn't get to go head to head with these other guys, these other point guards. So we don't know what he's like in man defense because he never plays man defense.
Yeah.
He is winding up in situations like he was guarding, their bigs last night. Like, I just don't understand what the point of this is because LaMelo Ball right now is averaging 11 points a game, 6.5 rebounds a game, 6 dimes, a steal and a half a game, and he's turning it over 2.5 times a game, which leads that team. He's also a point guard. He's on the ball almost every trip.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers aren't terrible.
No, they're not. And by the way, the other thing that's not going to be on the stat sheet is the intangibles he brings to the game, which is all the energy he has, the pace of play he brings, all those awesome things that are honestly difference-making. So, I don't know.
31% from three, though.
Yeah, obviously he got off to a fast start shooting the three, and obviously, like I told you, and I think you even said this, the league comes back around to you. As you shoot in volume, your numbers will level out. So, I think he should be starting. I think, we were talking about Wiseman earlier in the show. LaMelo Ball needs more reps than Wiseman needs because he's going to be on the ball. He's going to be in a leadership role on that team. So, yeah, he needs to play more. But I also think that you have to balance, his need for reps and development with making sure that he keeps a level head and doesn't get too big about himself. Now, he's not typically been that player, so I don't think it'll be a big issue, but that's always a consideration.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is that I think he's moving. I think he's moving in the right direction. I don't think there's any question they're going to be forced to start him. I don't see how you go the entire season playing him, 26 minutes a night or whatever it is he's playing right now, 24 minutes a night.
Well, he's already pushing you to start him. So by the end of the season, he'll be starting.
You would think so.
Yeah.